Welcome back to the Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network, and this is the visual version that you're watching, but there will be an audio version. But don't forget, guys, just because you may be listening to the podcast and there's a visual version, there are little things that I add to the audio version of the podcast that I don't share here. And sometimes that's clips, sometimes that's things that I don't want to share on YouTube. But yeah, but you're still getting a visual version. And as I've said multiple times, we were doing visual versions for a very long time. Check our receipts. Our interview with Oprah, she mentions, is that you in the white t-shirt? So we were always doing visuals. Some of it we recorded, a lot of it we did not. But I'm excited to present back in studio version of us doing the Kempire Radio podcast, and the love has been overwhelming. I thought we might get like 20, 30, 100 views on our last couple of videos. Our last video with our special guest Silent has already in just a day reached over 1,500 views. So I appreciate all the love that you guys have been showing the Kempire Radio YouTube channel. Be sure when you're there to check out some of the other things that we've done over the years. As I said before, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. So corny, but it is what it is. This is what you're getting from the visual version of the podcast. But let's just jump right on into some of the things that happened this week and some hot topics that I want to talk about. So I have to first of all talk about the exclusive that we had this week when it came to Ashley Darby legally separating from Michael Darby. A lot of you were in the comments who were saying, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. But the real story that came from that was people fighting. I had this exclusive, this and that and that. I've already spoken about this. I'm not going to delve deep into this. But as always, I know a lot of you are like, oh, you're not going to let this go. You keep saying cite your sources. If you're not new to our channel or what we do, we've always said it. We've said it multiple times. So when people say that we don't cite our sources, first of all, I'm human, so that could be an oversight. But good majority of the time, 99% of the time, we cite our sources either in the video or in the description. But I'm saying this and I'm mentioning this because a lot of, I'm letting you know how the week went. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like when people say, oh, you didn't cite your sources or you're copying this one or you stole this information. First of all, my mother always said, if you lie, you steal. If you steal, you kill. So I don't want no one call me a liar or a thief, because then you were calling me a murderer, and I am not a murderer. We addressed this already. I'm not going to get into it. But the tea is that Ashley Darby is legally separated. She confirmed that information. No one is surprised, but there's video going around. Shout out to my girl Grace Report, who captured this video as well on her social media and has shared the old footage. You remember the old footage of Ashley Darby and Michael Darby talking about this post-nup? So a lot of people are now speculating, oh, now she's going to get $10 million because Celebrity Net Worth says that Michael Darby is worth $20 million. Letting you guys know, Celebrity Net Worth, we love you, and we cite them. We cite them because it gives an idea that they're not worth $500,000. Shout out to the rappers that are on there with that rating. But with that being said, I do believe Michael Darby is worth a lot of money. I think that Ashley Darby will be fine. I'm not worried about Ashley. She's going to get child support. She's probably going to get spousal support. I won't be surprised if that's her storyline for the season. She makes a decent amount of money on the Real Housewives of Potomac. It will be interesting to see where she goes next, what she does next. We've seen her on the show start a restaurant, start a business. I won't be surprised if she's going to lean in to starting a business. And that's a great platform. Potomac did very well last season. That's why all of the housewives are coming back, including Robin. But Katie Rose, Katie, a lot of people have been asking for Katie to come back. She was also filming. She was there when they were filming a group party, but we already know those shady editors. Just because you're there filming doesn't mean that you'll make the cut. Charisse. I really want to see Charisse come back because Charisse really is a socialite in the DMV. All of my sources, and we have deep sources in the DMV, tell me she is about that life. She hangs out with those ladies that are about that life, that are real socialites with real money in the DMV. Charisse knows these people. Charisse is friends with these people. I don't know if her money is long as them, but it doesn't matter. Just because you're a socialite doesn't mean that you're rich. Understand that. Socialites are people that are able to get in there and hobnob with those types of people. But it says to me something behind the scenes happened with Charisse that we still have not uncovered. DMV sources, I need to understand. Why is Charisse? Is it because she's too desperate? No, it can't just be desperate. It has to be she was a nightmare behind the scenes. She rubbed the producer the wrong way. I don't know. But okay, we always talk about Jill Zarin and Jill Zarin coming back to the Real Housewives of New York. As you know, Jill Zarin will be on Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. But Jill says, you know, the reason why she hasn't come back is because producers didn't like what happened one of the seasons with her boyfriend. But I don't think that's it. I think Jill is a lot. Andy has hinted at it over the years. She's a lot behind the scenes. She thinks that she is the queen of New York. And I think that ego that we've seen on the show and what's made great Real Housewives of New York history is that she's a nightmare behind the scenes. I hope she's had some humbling because I do like Jill. I do feel like Jill is worth good TV. We've had some legendary moments with Jill. But as you know, the Real Housewives of New York, they're rebooting it. So Jill, the only place we might see Jill is their legacy show. But since we're talking about Bravo, Bravo is facing multiple lawsuits this week. Faith Stowers from Vanderpump Rules. I know nothing about Vanderpump Rules, but I know she's one of the only 2 black people ever featured on the show. Well, she has already outed the show and the cast of characters on that show for being problematic towards her. At one point, a couple of the stars of the show thought that she was they thought that she was this criminal that they saw on television or whatever, or was hearing about, and they ended up calling the police on her. Someone who has served our country in the military. Well, now, according to Screen Rant, an exclusive statement to Screen Rant, they're saying that she is moving forward with her lawsuit. And when I reported on this, I said, somebody call Nene, because we had just found out that Nene has officially filed a lawsuit, not just against Andy Cohen, Bravo, NBC Universal. Several other executives were named in this lawsuit. True Entertainment and Truly Original, production company of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Within that lawsuit, Nene has named so many different instances that we have been covering and talking about over the years, besides Kim Zolciak. However, Kim Zolciak, although she is not being sued, is brought up in this lawsuit multiple times. And all the instances we've seen on camera, that's the bad part. We've seen all of these instances on camera. And according to Nene in this lawsuit, not only was this tolerated, but Kim Zolciak was rewarded, including getting her own spinoff, the now defunct Don't Be Tardy for the Party. So Nene's lawsuit, there's a lot more coming out. You know, we just reported that her $824,000 tax lien, according to her, Bravo used that against her to keep her quiet. All the instances and stories that we were talking about when it came to her wanting more money, and this is why she was cut from scenes and seasons, that's not true. She says that she was bringing up discrimination issues, important issues for other people and for the entire black cast, and she takes more digs at Kandi in this lawsuit. And she also brings up people like Countess Luann in this lawsuit. Can you imagine? I have been named in a lawsuit before. Not specifically, but my name has been in a lawsuit, because remember, I used to work for a law firm. So there were a lot of people that would sue the law firm, because I used to work with temporary attorneys. And let me tell you something, 99% of them were amazing. But like in life, there are some people that aren't all there. So I have been named in a lawsuit, and I remember going to my manager, do I need to do anything? Should I be worried? No, because they're just naming me because I'm a part of this law firm. They know they're not going to get they're not getting coins from me. They want to get coins from them. I don't even know what happened to those lawsuits. I don't know if they were settled out of court, but nothing directly involving me. So calm down for those of you that are trying to get dirt on me. I'm going to tell my dirt before you do. Trust and believe. But yeah, so I can only imagine what Countess Luann and Faith Stowers is mentioned in this lawsuit as well. Southern Charm is named in this lawsuit. because you know there were scenes that were edited out, episodes that were cut. We found out a lot of this over the last couple of years about Bravo. And Bravo reportedly invested, I think, $100 million in diversity, like a lot of companies during the pandemic. I'm not sure if they're still involved in that commitment. So there's a lot going on with Bravo. And part of me, and I keep saying this, part of me wants to see this lawsuit go to court, because the other story that we've been covering this week is Blac Chyna versus the Kardashians. Blac Chyna has been on the stand. There are a lot of different things that have come out from this case. First of all, Blac Chyna admitting that she hasn't paid taxes in several years, personal taxes. She says that she has multiple businesses. It's $1 million on OnlyFans. And honestly, didn't that girl, the Catch Me Outside girl, say this week that she made like $50 million on OnlyFans? Now y'all got me thinking. No. I mean, not all money's good money. And no shade to them. No shade to them. Because sex work is work. Just saying. Good for you. And it's not to say that that's what they're actually doing on there. You remember what Larsa says? She's just selling pictures of her feet. And this is exactly what Blac Chyna is saying. But a lot of people were shocked. Oh my gosh, she hasn't paid taxes. The IRS are watching. I don't know. I'm sure her attorneys have advised her about what she says on the stand. But I'm wondering if she's paying taxes through her companies, along with that being personal taxes. So I don't know. I don't understand that. Look, I'm not a tax expert. However, that was a little suspicious. A little suspicious. She also said that she doesn't have any bank accounts. Personal bank accounts. I'm assuming any money that she has is going to those businesses. People are very slick with their money. And I can't even be mad at Chyna for being slick with her money, because there have been tons of people, read my face, this is why the visual is important. Tons of people that don't look like myself or like Blac Chyna that have been doing this, that are currently doing this. Hey, Jeff Bezos, trillionaire, that hasn't paid federal taxes. Just saying. And not to say that it's right. However, before you come over here, go look over there. They owe you trillions of dollars in taxes. There's a lot of ways, because of the way that our country is set up when it comes to the rich. So part of me is just like, all right, Chyna, I'm not gonna blast you because of it. That's for the IRS to take care of. You're saying this under oath. But the Kardashians all have been showing up for this case. I don't think this case is going to go on for very long. But, you know, a lot of people are asking, where's Rob Kardashian? Because Khloe's there, Kim's there, Kris Jenner's there. Kris was on the stand this week. Kris at one point says, oh, I was really concerned for my son's safety. Oh, she also threatened Kylie at one point. Yet this woman you allowed in your home. She says that Kylie was threatened when Kylie was dating Tyga. Okay, so you allowed your son, and I know I say allow, but you didn't see a warning when your son talks about getting in a relationship with her. Rob, how low is your self-esteem? How low is your self-esteem for you to, because we know what Chyna did. I don't believe that Chyna was in love with Rob Kardashian. Chyna was set on a goal and she achieved it. She also said that whoever signed the contract where there's a kill fee, meaning that if the show doesn't move forward, she's going to get this amount of money. I think one was like $100,000 and then another $370,000, which she did receive. She says, I don't know who signed that. I didn't sign it. I would never want to end my number one show. Well, then an executive producer of Blac Chyna came out and said, well, we were never greenlit for season 2. Their relationship, when we first met with them before season 1 started airing and before they started filming, they were in a good place. When we started filming, they were in a bad place. We didn't see or set our eyes on the season 2. I don't believe a word is coming out of the Kardashians' mouth. I do believe that Kris Jenner did say ditch the bitch. Yep, that came out in court. There were text messages, emails. But look, that's the problem when your manager is also your mom, because things like that is going to be said in these types of meetings, and that's where the lines are a little blurred. Do I think that Blac Chyna is going to win this lawsuit? part of me wants her to. I don't know why. It's not like she's going to get it for her kids, because technically the kids aren't with Dream is with Rob Kardashian, and that's why he's not in court. Apparently he's taking care of Dream during the week, so nothing changes with her schedule. Dream is with him 6 days a week. Tyga's son, King, is with him 5 days a week. So she has her kids 1 to 2 days a week. I hope there's an overlap so that King can hang out with his sister. That's got to be weird, right? Your half brother, I don't know how that works. Yeah, your half brother is, you see him once or twice a week. If you do, it's weird. It's weird. But it's 2022. Things are different. This case is very interesting, though. I wasn't interested in this case leading up to it because it's been years of leading up to it. That's part of the reason why I wasn't interested. All these different details were coming out about what might come up in this situation, like her putting a gun to Rob's head or putting a cord around his neck. We've known this stuff. I didn't report on this stuff because I was like, wait, I want to wait for the trial. I want all of this stuff to come out little by little. And now all of it's coming out. Part of the reason why I feel like I'm ready to mosey on down to Atlanta whenever this Nene versus all of NBC comes to fruition. That's part of the reason why why a lot of people bring lawsuits, is so that there is an investigation, so that there is these sorts of testimonies and depositions and things like that. Look at me trying to talk like a lawyer, but you know what it is here. You know what it is. But I do want to see, I want to hear all the information. And then if this is settled, I hope Nene uses this platform to be like, she wants monetary damages, but at the same time, I would demand, along with this resolution, that there actually be corrective actions within the network from NBC down. We shall see if that happens. I'm thinking as a sympathetic person. However, a lot of you have questioned Nene's intentions. But the more I read through this case and her lawsuit, I'm like, she has so many valid points. But you can't tell someone's intentions. You really can't. But according to her, she has brought up and has receipts that she has brought up issues over the years, despite the narrative being otherwise in the media. Y'all know I like to twerk on the fence, and I'm twerking on the Nene fence right now because I want to see it all laid out in court. Because none of what Nene's saying, we can't say is not true. We have seen it. We've reported on it. We've blasted Bravo for it. Bravo, don't forget, in recent times, was it this year or last year? I think it was late last year, the Jenny Wen situation. They apologized to their community that they did not handle this situation in a more timely fashion, that they didn't do a proper sweep of her social media from 2020. So it's not as if Bravo, and we've heard things from over at Roni, their investigation against Ramona, and all of a sudden you want to, we're going to try and do a reboot to save her job like you did to Kim Zolciak. That was the part that stood out to me in that Nene lawsuit. I said, wait a second. Is that the playbook that they're trying to do? They've done it before, years ago. That's almost 10 years ago they did that. You never know. We shall see. I'm going to follow these cases. I'm going to follow the lawyers that are going to be talking about these cases. I did see that Ronald Richards posted that she needs to check her contract because, matter of fact, hold on. So Ronald Richards says this exactly. He retweeted the Us Magazine article that's titled Nene Leakes Sues Bravo and Andy Cohen for Alleged Racist Environment. He retweeted this. And you know, we've been critical of Ronald Richards, but he is an attorney. He says, Nene Leakes sues Bravo, Andy Cohen for alleged racist environment. Read your contract. You waived any claims. I mean, remember, he's investigated and probably seen some Housewives contracts when dealing with the Erica situation, or who knows? He's been following these types of stories for a while now. Doesn't mean We've seen, especially in 2020, that these NDAs and things like that have been challenged in court. And apparently these attorneys have done their due diligence with this. Wow, I didn't expect us. See, you never know what we're going to talk about in the podcast. I didn't expect us to be talking about Nene. No, Nene Leakes will be showing up to court. Nene won't be showing up to court. But don't be surprised if they bring out the Nene in her by bringing out footage of her attacking the cameraman and then knocking out his tooth, allegedly. So there's a lot of information. They're going to play dirty, too, if they take this to court. But some of you believe that they will settle. They don't want this to play out in court because they don't want people like myself coming up to court like this. See, this is why we need a visual. I'm going in disguise. And I'm sure I'm going to see my fellow bloggers in there in disguise too, just like this. Just looking. And if I was an artist, I'd be doing sketches too. Just looking around. Taking notes. Like I'm back in college. Guys, Trey Songz is back in the news. Trey Songz, as you know, there have been multiple allegations against Trey Songz and women that accuse him of all kinds of things. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty of those things, but y'all know, you've read the stories. If you haven't, check out my YouTube channel. Well, a new allegation from Megan Johnson alleges that while at this party in Connecticut, at Foxwoods in Connecticut, Trey Songz comes up from behind her and pulls her breast out. There's actual video footage. The demand letter was obtained by TMZ, and in that demand letter, they basically lay out their case to Trey Songz. And they say in this letter, there were some interesting things that came out in this letter. First of all, they have documented 12 plus women have accusations against him. This attorney is representing 4 of those women. This particular woman, Megan Johnson, has video footage of the incident. We also have to keep in mind, though, in Connecticut, the statute of limitations is only 3 years. And victims of abuse have said part of the reason why they don't come forward is because so many of y'all like to shame them, especially when dealing with a celebrity. The trauma of it, the shame of it is why they keep quiet. And sometimes when they see other women come out against this person that did this to them, that's when they're motivated to come out and tell their story. So Trey Songz, according to Rory, Rory from the Joe Budden podcast, formerly of that podcast, that's a whole other story. He says, wait 5 or 10 years, there's going to be a worse documentary about Trey Songz. He says that he is the worst. I was like, worse than R. Kelly? And we know the R. Kelly stories. I was like, it can't be worse than R. Kelly, right? Well, according to Rory, I was like, how come I didn't know that? Rory, I don't even think I want to know. I think I know enough. Trey, ain't no good gonna come to you. Moving on. Will Smith. It's been a while since we talked about Will Smith. Well, Will Smith was spotted over the weekend in India, Mumbai, India, which I've been. First of all, the airport in Mumbai, pulling up to it, it's beautiful. It's like you're pulling up to a palace. What are we doing here in the United States with our airports? They're so boring. Even with the new renovations, it's like, this place is so whack. You pull up to Mumbai airport, you're like, am I going to see a king? Incredible. So Will Smith was photographed and videotaped in Mumbai, India. We hear that he's actually going there to see a guru for a personal transformation. We shall see. I think it's Sid Guru that he's actually going to see. We haven't seen him since the Oscar slap heard around the world. He's lost a lot of different things since then. And I say lost. A lot of this stuff has been put on hold. They don't want to deal with it right now because they know if they move forward with projects with him, they're going to look bad. Bright 2, that sci-fi, whatever. I never watched it, but I've been hearing, I remember when it came out, people were dragging Will for this movie, but it did so well that Netflix was moving forward with a part 2. Now we hear it's been officially canceled, but they're saying it's unrelated. It's unrelated to the Oscar slap. Also, the Red Table Talk released their trailer for what's coming up this season. Nope, it does not include Will Smith doing an interview. And nope, Jada Pinkett Smith was not with Will. I mean, I love India. I've been to India twice. My first time going to India, I did a cruise. And it's one of the first times this massive ship was coming in to this part of India. It was southern part of India. So I've been to the north and south of India. So we pulled in and there were droves of people waiting for this big ship to come in. This is my first time going to India. And we went in, I got to see different parts of India. It was a great time. I even got caught in I say a monsoon. It wasn't a monsoon, but it was some heavy rain. But because it's India, I had on the mosquito protective stuff like all over me. And it started pouring as we were being transported during a tour. And we were outside and all that stuff started going in my eye and it's burning. I'm like, I can't see. I can't see. The things that you remember. But I've always loved India. I have a 10-year passport to India. 10-year visa to India. I think it expires in like 3 years. I need to get back to India. But pandemic. So I've been to India a couple times, but during that first trip, the most beautiful thing happened. As we're leaving India, we're in India for 2 days, docked there for 2 days. As we're leaving, the whole community of Kochi is lined up along the coast. Along the coast. So it's going for miles. People are lined up. The dolphins are swimming alongside the ship. And everyone's waving. We're waving to them. They're waving to us. It was such a beautiful moment. And of course, a couple of years later, I'm like, all right, I'm doing a land tour. And I went to India and I went to Nepal. Love India. So when I heard that Will Smith went to India, I was like, that sounds about right. That sounds, I know a lot of you are like, no, he needs to go to a therapist. No, sometimes you need somewhere to go that's going to feed your soul. And India will feed your soul. That food will too. Sorry. Can you tell I'm a little hungry? I'm going to have to get something to eat after this. Moving on. ASAP. I'm about to say ASAP Ferg. No, ASAP Rocky was arrested when he landed in LA this week. And that was like breaking news. He was arrested for an incident that happened back in 2021. Apparently he threatened someone with a gun. It's a situation, y'all. It's a situation. I didn't even know about this story. But the LAPD did. While he was booked, his home was searched. I'm hearing mixed reports that Rihanna was actually there. They flew in together, and that's when he was arrested. Oh, Rihanna doesn't need this. Rihanna was just in Barbados with him, despite all the rumors, the Rihanna rumors about him cheating on Rihanna. But they, sources close to them denied those rumors. And then now this. It's like, damn, that just happened. And now you're back in the news. And I know a lot of you that don't want ASAP with Rihanna are like, see, we told you. I want Rihanna to be happy. There's so many other aspects of Rihanna's life that's going so well. Her career, people still want to hear that Rihanna music. And she's having a baby. We hear that she's allegedly engaged. She doesn't need this drama. She's pregnant right now. It's like she looks like she's about to pop. She was having a good old time in Barbados. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because I was wondering, it's like, would she have the baby in Barbados? But I think she would have it here because once you're born here, you're automatically American. If the baby was born in Barbados, I don't know if she's a citizen here, but it doesn't even work like that. I think you would have to apply for citizenship and things like that for the baby. The things I think of. But if the baby's born here, they're automatically American, and she can always apply for them to have dual citizenship in Barbados. The things that I think of. But I want to be happy for Rihanna. I want this to be a happy time, but so many people don't like ASAP for her for various legitimate reasons. Besides him not necessarily being on the same level of money or career, I don't care about any of that. But look, he was, during their friendship, you remember he was stuck abroad. Y'all forgot about that story? He was stuck abroad. And they were fighting to get him out of jail abroad. Okay. You like him, I love him, I guess. No, I don't. I don't. I just hate to see this stuff happening while she's in the middle of being pregnant. This is, a stressful time enough. She doesn't need any of this added unnecessary stress. And people are still waiting on the album. You know how the Rihanna Navy is. They're stressing her out about that album. I know they're still stressing her out. So once the baby pops, is the album gonna pop too? Y'all need to leave her alone. Leave Rihanna alone. I hope she has a good birth. I heard rumors that they had to cancel the baby shower because of this drama. I don't believe that. He's out of jail. Why would they have to cancel it? Oh, maybe because they don't want the attention on him around her friends and family. Who knows? Who knows? It's been a while since we talked about reality TV. Well, not really. Well, 90 Day Fiancé specifically. Well, we've been talking about 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 Days star Memphis and Hamza. That relationship seems to be falling apart even though Hamza's in the country. But we were one of the first people to be reporting on Memphis getting pregnant while she was in Tunisia, allegedly. Well, a lot of that information has been pouring out online about whether or not Hamza is the father, including Hamza's family questioning paternity. Well, Memphis decided to post her own receipts about, yes, if you see that, based off of the timeline of when she was there, almost a month she was there, that this does line up with an October baby. So I'm assuming that's when the baby was born. Either way, girl, I could care less if he's the father or not. My thing is that you are very less than smart. Getting pregnant by a man you apparently did not fully trust because you wanted to get a prenup that you didn't fully prepare for because you're calling an attorney while you're there. Let me get a prenup. It doesn't work that way, lady. And getting pregnant by a man this is your very first time being around him. If anything, you should protect yourself a lot because you can't take back a baby. So I could care less if he's the father or not, but apparently the family is very concerned. The sister has been throwing her under the bus, calling her a liar on social media. And I believe the sister. Honestly, I believe the sister. Hamza doesn't appear to be in Michigan. According to reports, he doesn't like being in the part of Michigan that she's located in, and he's been spending a lot of time in Chicago. But you have a baby, Hamza. So I'm looking at you with the side eye too. But Hamza showed us who he really was on the show. Did he just want to come to America to have a better life for his family back home? Probably. And he found the perfect fool. Speaking of perfect fool, the new season 9 of 90 Day Fiancé is fully underway. Ariella and Benny will be returning this season. They're the only couple returning this season. So we have a bunch of new people. And I have to say, I'm interested because the bunch of new people are already having accusations online, including, I think her name is Moina from Serbia. There's old pictures of Moina where she looks very white. And a lot of people are accusing her of blackfishing because she looks very brown, very tan in her latest photos. They're also questioning the timeline of this relationship. I actually really I think it's Jibri is his name. I like Jibri. I like Jibri's mom. I already have a feeling that this is not going to be a great situation for them. But I think, first of all, Moina is already telling him that she doesn't want to live in his part of the United States. She wants to live in like a New York City or in LA because she wants to get her career popping. Whatever that career is. All of that being said, I'm enjoying the couple so far. We were also introduced to, I forgot the name, Cara and Guillermo. There was Emily and Kobe. That should be interesting. Those, I'm especially Emily. I think she's going to be funny and quirky to watch. But I'm a little worried for Kobe going to this family and spending time there. But he hasn't met his son in 2 years since the son was born. She got pregnant when they met each other in China. Cara and Guillermo, I believe in their love, but I don't know if they're going to be great reality TV. He's cute, though. Anyways, the person that I didn't see this coming, Bilal and Shida. Shida is from Trinidad and Tobago. Beautiful girl. He definitely has a type because she looks just like his ex-wife, but they're in a good friendship, him and his ex-wife, and co-parenting situation. But even she's like, he's a lot. And we were like, okay. And then we're seeing it. His OCD. I don't even care about the OCD. It is what it is. But him always, every time he FaceTimes with her, he's in a corner of it. And mind you, my corners have more personality than his corners. He's going to a blank wall because he doesn't want her to see his big, beautiful home, which we are all happy for you. Look, I'm happy for you, Bilal. But the reindeer games he's about to play with Shaida when she arrives, taking her to this trap house. Apparently, it's the house he grew up in. All right, no disrespect, Bilal. But he's taking her there in a white van. What in the OJ? No, don't pick me up in a white van. And yes, we've known each other. Maybe, I don't know how long they've known each other, but they spent physical time with each other just a week. But you're picking me up, a woman from a foreign country, in a white van? Stranger danger. Stranger danger. I'm worried for Shaida, but I'm more worried because of what he's doing here. He is going to bring her the next day to his actual home, but he's testing her. And I was rooting for the sister until the sister was playing along with these games. You're supposed to be the one to be like, okay, I understand you've been through a lot, brother. However, this is stupid. Don't play these games with her. Don't play these games with her. But she's also worried that Shaida is just in it for his money. Shaida is successful on her own. I don't know how much money she has, but we do find out that she has her own yoga business. She doesn't give me the energy. I mean, I don't know her, but I don't get the energy. And if you do get the energy that she might be a gold digger and you have to test her in this way, that might not be the one for you because you're already investing thousands of dollars in this K-1 visa. I don't know if this is something that the producers have pulled together, but it was annoying. I went from like, okay, Bilal's okay, to Bilal's a narcissist. Bilal is out of his mind. Bilal, you're an idiot. But I'm all in. We're a mess. I'm all in for this new season. I love 90 Day Fiancé. And so many of you keep wanting me to go on 90 Day Fiancé. I'm not doing it. Even if I'm in a 90 Day Fiancé situation, I'm not doing reality TV. Because I take my relationship very seriously. I'm not going to leave it out there for fodder. Y'all could do it because we report on it. I'm happy to report on it. But you're not doing it with my relationship. Guys, I know all the time that you're asking me different things that you want to see on the podcast. So I want to be able to do in the next couple of podcasts, answer your questions. So hit me up at Kempire Radio Network at gmail.com to let me know your questions that you want me to answer during the podcast. That again is Kempire Radio Network at gmail.com. I'll post all that information in the description of this episode and video. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell and just leave it in the comments. Let me know your questions there. As always, I hope you all are doing fantastic. This is a third episode, visual version of the episode, but also, of course, you know, the podcast has been around for a very long time. Love hearing what you guys have to say. Don't forget to rate and review. Don't forget to subscribe. Do all the things to support what we're doing here because it does matter and we do appreciate you. As always, I hope all is well. I'll see you guys in the next video, in the next episode.